Hey everyone, hope everyone is doing well. So in this video here, I want to discuss some things that I heard about Arlecchino. But before I start, I want to clarify that none of this is confirmed, nor is it leaks. It is just pure speculations. Also, down below in the comment section and in the description, there's a Discord channel. It's Mines and Red Thunder King. You can come through, check us out. If you need any assistance or guides with Honkai Star Rail or Genshin Impact, feel free to drop by and shoot anything that you have for us. Now first, what we know that is confirmed is that Arlecchino is a 5-star, obviously. She's a pyro unit, and there has been a speculation for a little while ago that she's a pole arm unit. Something that isn't confirmed but has been spoken about a lot recently is that Arlecchino will be an overload type of unit. We are unsure if this unit will have to be restricted to overload teams only, consisting of pyro and electro units, which I kind of doubt. But if I had to guess, before I go into details of some things that I heard about recently, is that she will get a boost of damage and probably have a pyro resistance down built into her kit, and that's when she triggers overload. Okay, so the first set of information that we have is that she will have 2 forms. Now I don't believe that this will be like a transformation. It might be a stance change, you know, like similarly like how Child goes from the bow to the water daggers, or maybe kind of similar to like how Wanderer goes from being on the ground to going up into the air. It could be something like that. It seems like there will be a meter, again very similar to like how Wanderer has a meter of how long he could stay in the air. Once the meter reaches 0, she will switch back her forms. Now the base form seems to be oriented towards single target DPS, but whenever she switches forms, it will become an AoE. Now one of her talents will increase the damage of this AoE form, and also it may increase how much seconds she has in it. And also whenever you trigger this passive, whether it's from an attack or maybe from triggering overload while having a specific HP, the elemental skill cooldown will be reduced. Another thing is that this passive will increase the talent level of your character's elemental burst by 1. The second passive seems to state that whenever you trigger an overload and trigger the first passive, she will reduce the enemy's pyro resistance and increase the amount of pyro damage that she does. And one other thing is that whenever she goes from her single target form into her AoE form, she will initially cause multiple forms of additional damage to be enhanced, and it looks like it will explode and do AoE damage to the surrounding enemies, which is, you know, kind of nice. And well, that's what we have for now. So what's my thoughts and opinion about this? Now I know that a lot of players don't like doing overload because it pushes the enemies away from you and you have to waste time running to catch up to the enemies, and it really feels like a hassle. Now I could personally live with this if they don't restrict this character. I could get behind this new overload meta, honestly, but I really don't want to be restricted only running electro and pyro characters in the team. Now it has been said that Chevrus will be one of Arlecchino's best teammates, or maybe that's for Clorinde. But if it is that Clorinde will have a kit synergizing around overload, doesn't that make her and Arlecchino compatible? Well, depending on if Clorinde will be an off-field character or a main DPS, that will make the decision of that. I really think that if Clorinde is an off-field overload support or off-field sub DPS, she might be the 5-star replacement character for Chevrus in the Arlecchino team. Now one thing that will make me very sad is that if when Arlecchino changes form that she cannot plunge. If you didn't know, the playable Harbinger characters, once they go into their forms, they cannot plunge. For example, Child, if you didn't know, if you switch into the water daggers, you cannot plunge. Wanderer, once you go up in the air, you can't plunge. I really want to make a plunging overload team with Arlecchino, Yaimiko, maybe Bennett for the attack buffs, and then Cloud Retainer, and I hope she has some type of special plunge attack like what I was talking about previously in my videos. I guess I'm wishing and dreaming a little bit too much. Now I personally think that having a dedicated overload DPS that doesn't have any restriction will absolutely be an astonishing character. This might actually push players to kind of experiment and move away from the basic meta of Hyper Bloom and Vape and Melt. Overload is kind of fun. It does a good amount of damage. I have been using it for a while, and we could see that a lot lot of players soaked their foot in the water when Chevreuse came out to experiment a bit. Now it all comes down to how they execute this. I personally wouldn't have a problem if a kit was to be like this, but then again, we have to wait and see. A lot of changes could be made before her official kit is released. But yeah, leave it to us down below what you think about the speculations about Arlecchino's kit in the comment section down below. Check the Discord out as well. Hit the like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.